I'm Christina Aguayo in Dallas, and here are your top stories.
40,000 Muslims packed the streets in Dearborn, Michigan for a religious Aberdeen march, raising red flags on the increasing Islamic influence in America. Many are now pointing to calls that have been made by Muslims to take down America, saying their people are willing to fight and give their lives to bring America down. The event is being described as the largest Aberdeen procession in the United States. It's a Shia religious event observed primarily by Shia Muslims and celebrates the martyrdom of Imam Hussein, the grandson of their prophet Muhammad. This annual pilgrimage draws millions worldwide to Karbala in Iraq, but it's now starting to build on American soil. The event transformed a typical suburban roadway into a sea of black-clad marchers chanting religious slogans, waving flags, and carrying banners, a scene more reminiscent of the Middle East than the Midwest. The procession has sparked concerns about the preservation of the country's Judeo-Christian foundation, with concerns over Islamic takeovers in the U.S. The current Muslim population in Dearborn is about 60,000 people, representing about 55 to 60% of the total residents. In addition, the mayor of Dearborn, Abdullah Hamad, is Muslim, as well as the city council president and 5 of the 7 city council members. The driver who killed 3 people in Florida after making an illegal U-turn has been identified as Harjinder Singh, an illegal migrant from India. Singh crossed into the country illegally in 2018 through Mexico, but was still able to get a CDL in the state of California due to Governor Gavin Newsom's sanctuary state policies. Many are pointing to California's AB 60 law, which was enacted under Democrat leadership, including then Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom, which allows illegal migrants to apply for driver's licenses without having to prove they are a citizen. Singh, who was driving the semi, made the unauthorized U-turn through a restricted official use-only median crossover. This maneuver put his rig in the way of oncoming traffic, where a minivan slammed into the side of the trailer at highway speeds. The impact killed all 3 people who were inside of the vehicle. Singh faces 3 counts of vehicular homicide. An ICE detainer has been placed, and Florida Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles Executive Director Dave Kerner stated that Singh, quote, will no longer be able to damage and destroy the lives of Floridians and visitors. He vowed deportation after he's held accountable for the deaths of all 3 people. Governor Hochul secretly pardoned an illegal migrant who was convicted of manslaughter to block his deportation. The New York governor pardoned Somchith Vadinavong, age 52, as part of a bigger clemency grant to 13 people, many with serious criminal histories. Republicans, including U.S. Representative Elise Stefanik, blasted the decision as, quote, shameful, and accused Hochul of being caught red-handed in secretly forgiving a violent criminal illegal migrant who killed an innocent man, all to score points with progressive activists while putting New York citizens in danger. The pardon was quietly issued on July 1st and came just in time to stop Vadinavong's impending deportation. He arrived in the U.S. as a refugee, was convicted of a fatal shooting back in 1990. It happened on Christmas Eve outside of a Brooklyn pool hall. Vadinavong got into a confrontation with Miguel Mileto, a man he did not know. He alleged Mileto threatened him with a knife, so he then grabbed a friend's gun, fired a shot, and killed Mileto. He pleaded not guilty to first-degree manslaughter. He was sentenced to 7 to 21 years in prison and ultimately served 14 years. While he was in prison, his conviction, classified as an aggravated felony, triggered a deportation order. However, it was stalled for years because his home country of Laos did not want to cooperate with U.S. immigration authorities. Critics say Hochul's moves undermine immigration laws and rewards criminal behavior at the expense of victims' families and law-abiding citizens. Vladimir Zelenskyy is funneling more than $50 million of U.S. aid to UAE companies every month, obtained through corruption, according to reports. The move is being called a bailout plan siphoned from U.S. aid because of unchecked corruption in Kiev. A Turkish newspaper's expose detailed specific UAE accounts tied to Zelensky's inner circle. About $50 million is being transferred each month from Ukraine to UAE-based companies allegedly derived from corruption schemes. The money is reportedly going to 2 Middle Eastern firms, GFM Investment Group, LLC, at First Abu Dhabi Bank, and Global Freight Management, FZCO, at the same bank. Andrei Murin, former head of Ukraine's State Food and Grain Corporation, is being accused of managing the corrupt funds. His ties to Zelensky's inner circle raise red flags about high-level complicity. The transfers allegedly come from embezzlement in Ukraine's agricultural sector. The newspaper claims this is the first global disclosure of these specific accounts, potentially totaling hundreds of millions of dollars each year. Over the duration of the Ukraine war, the total could be more than $600 million each year, totaling $1.2 to $1.8 billion in misappropriated funds. U.S. aid gaps reported at $102 to $132 billion, with weapons resurfacing on black markets. Many say that Zelenskyy is siphoning off the aid from the United States that is meant for defense and using it for personal fortunes, while liberals in Washington, D.C. turn the other way. Many are now calling for congressional investigations into where taxpayer dollars are going. So far, the U.S. has sent more than $100 billion in taxpayer funds to Ukraine, with reports now saying it vanished into these schemes.
That's what you need to know. In Dallas, Christina Aguayo.